welcome to my channel. For anybody that is new, my name is Amy. I went through a long journey of infertility, did 2 rounds of IVF, which included 4 transfers, and my 4th transfer worked, and I am currently 19 weeks pregnant. I also had a stillbirth at almost 22 weeks before my IVF journey, so I do touch on that a little bit, but I wanted to give you guys an update. If you are returning, thanks for coming back. I'm so happy you are here. Thank you for all your support, and go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't, and hit that little bell notification and you'll get a notification when I put a new video up. I typically try to put them up on Sundays though. So week 19, here I am. So I was on here last week with my 18-week update, so I thought I'd do a quick update on week 19. So I did have a doctor's appointment on Tuesday. I unfortunately had to go to that appointment by myself because of everything that is going on with COVID right now, so that's unfortunate, but I wasn't expecting a whole lot to go on because it was just my regular prenatal appointment, and usually at my regular prenatal appointment I get my weight checked, my blood pressure checked, sometimes I pee in a cup. They usually do the Doppler for the heartbeat, and then I just meet with my doctor and we go over any questions or anything I may have. So that is what I was expecting. So I went into the appointment and it went pretty standard with the nurse. Just did the weight, the blood pressure, the Doppler. She asked me some questions on if I was taking any medication, how I was feeling, you know, if I had questions and any of that stuff. So it was fairly standard up to that point, and then she went to get my doctor, and my doctor came in and she was like, hey, the ultrasound machine is not being used. Do you want an ultrasound? And I was like, oh my god, yes. So we went in to get an ultrasound. I got to see the little bean again. It had been about a month, so I was really excited to see. And so we went in, she did the ultrasound, she looked at the heart, she said everything looked fine to her. From, like I said, this was just like a regular clinic ultrasound machine. It wasn't the specialty machine that they use on the 7th floor or in MFM, which is maternal fetal medicine. They have the really nice machines there, and that's where I go this week to get my anatomy scan and my fetal echo. But she said from what she could see with that machine, she thought everything looked really good. So that was exciting, but that wasn't the most exciting part. So she was doing the ultrasound and I was watching, and I kind of unexpectedly seen something, and I blurted out, oh my god, is that a XYZ gender? And she was like, do you want to know? And I was like, I'm pretty sure I know already. And she then confirmed it, so we now know what we are having. So that's really exciting. I wasn't planning on finding out until next week at my anatomy scan, and my husband had told me a long time ago that he did not want to know the gender. And with our first son, Calvin, we weren't planning on finding out the gender. We actually didn't find out the gender until the day we had him. But because of how I'm feeling with my anxiety, and not knowing the gender was giving me more anxiety, not because I just wanted a healthy baby, but it was just one more unknown thing, and I just feel like I want to know all the information I can know, and then when I do go into labor and have the baby, I don't really want any surprises. And I know that a gender is a good surprise, but I just, after everything I've been through, I think that at the best of times, giving birth to your child is very overwhelming. But the last time I gave birth to my child, he was stillborn, so he was dead, and I just don't want any unknowns or any surprises when I'm in the delivery room this time, because I just feel like it's just gonna be too much and it's going to be too overwhelming for me, and I'm sure it's going to be traumatic for me to give birth again. So for that reason, I decided that I was going to find out this time. However, I wasn't expecting to find out until next week, and then so that was kind of exciting. I do feel pretty bad that I found out without Corey, although he had said that he did not want to know what we were having, so I didn't think too much of it at the time because I just wasn't going to tell anybody, including him. But then when I got home, I asked him about the appointment next week, and I said, I'm probably going to find out, just to let him know, I guess. And he was fine with that, but he did have a change of heart, and he was like, well, if you're going to find out, like, I guess we'll find out together. And he was like, so maybe just get them to write it down in an envelope, and then we can kind of do something with that. So yeah, then I had to be like, so something happened today. And he was like, oh my God, you found out. And I was like, well, I didn't expect to find out. It just kind of happened. And then I was like, I didn't think you wanted to know, so I didn't really think otherwise. And it happened so fast. So I feel kind of poorly about that. I did then just tell him what we were having, but kind of wasn't the same. I feel like I ruined it a little bit. I feel bad because he misses out on all of my appointments because of COVID, and so it's like something that we could have done together, and I kind of ruined. But like I said, I didn't expect it to go down like that. It just kind of happened, and it happened so quickly, and yeah. So anyways, regardless, we are very excited. I'm not gonna tell you guys just yet what it is. I will likely tell you next week after my anatomy scan, which is on Thursday. But yeah, I'll definitely share with you guys if you want to know what we are having. Yeah, it's getting to be a little bit more real every day that goes on. I'm really, really happy that I ended up getting that extra ultrasound. I've said this before, but as I get closer to appointments, my anxiety builds and gets worse and worse and worse, and especially for this anatomy scan, I've always had anxiety over my anatomy scan, but like probably 2 to 3 weeks ago, it started building as it was getting closer. For those of you that don't know, our anatomy scan last time around with Kelvin was where we found out about all of his heart defects that he had, and that's kind of the start of the end for us with Kelvin. So as you can imagine, this anatomy scan has a lot of weight on it for me. We are because we've already had a baby that has had multiple congenital heart defects, our kind of percentage of having heart defects again is a slightly higher. So before Calvin it was like a 1% chance, and after Calvin it's like a 4% chance. So it's still not super high, but it is higher and it is elevated. And also when you do IVF, you also have an increased risk of having heart defects. So all of that combined together has made me pretty anxious. So I'm happy I got that extra little ultrasound in. That did kind of put me at ease for a little bit, but I don't think it's going to last very long. However, the anatomy scan is not far away. It's on Thursday and today is Sunday, so I am getting there, but I can't even imagine how anxious I'm going to be when I'm like going to that appointment or the night before that appointment. All made a whole lot worse by not being able to go with Corey. I have to go by myself, which I completely understand because of COVID, but it still sucks to be pregnant during a pandemic, after loss, and after IVF. It's a lot for sure, but I knew that I would be anxious this time around, so it's not a surprise. And overall, honestly, the anxiety is there, but it's like it's there with so much happiness, so much gratitude. I'm so happy to be where I'm at, and although I do have a lot of anxiety, I will say that I will say that I am still so happy, and my anxiety is not ruining my experience. It's just there living with my happiness, coming along for the ride. So I feel like it could be a lot worse. I'm just trying to do all the things that I do to help with anxiety, and hoping that we'll see what happens after this anatomy scan, but hoping that maybe it'll ease up a little bit afterwards. I'm not sure if it will, but only time will tell. But overall, I'm just so happy to be here. I'm so grateful. I'm loving being pregnant. That first trimester was hell regardless, but now that I'm in the second trimester, I feel so much better, and I'm just able to enjoy it so much more. So yeah, I'm happy that you guys are here with me, and I thank you all for all your support. It's been a long road, and sharing this stuff with you and on my Instagram and stuff really helps my anxiety, and it really helps me go through this journey. And so I'm so thankful that you guys are here. So yeah, I'll do the last part. I'll give you guys a bump date. It's probably not going to look a whole lot different than last week because it's only been a week, but we'll go ahead and give it a try. So this is the bump. It's afternoon, so it's like middle size. In the morning it's hardly there, and then by the time nighttime comes it's huge. But that's where it's at right now. I am loving it. Little babe is growing, which is good. So yeah, no complaints here. So I will take my stool. I will definitely come on here next Sunday and let you guys know how my anatomy scans. And like I said, thank you for being here. Please like this video, subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.